This story might not make sense as I'm writing it drunk, but I guess there's no other way to describe that punk, Omar the Dark, who hails from humid rock that they call Iceland. Pity I have to start it with Ingelfur, the undisputed leader of a band without a name yet, as Ingelfur said, they'll come up with a name just before the first gig. My hero, Omar the Dark, loves banging those humid drums, and he's fucking loud at it. But unfortunately it was Ingelfur who was holding Omar's musical future in his hands. And Ingelfur was as business-minded as Hungarian fare. Olafur and Omar the Dark joined Ingelfur's one-man band and rehearsed every day in a humid garage, playing humid ska that Omar the Dark envisaged as the humid punk. Being unable to organize a gig for his own band, Ingelfur got some rockers from Malta to rock on ice, and he hired Omar the Dark as their driver. Omar was smoking his third pack when the band appeared in front of the van. The vocalist, she was only 15 years old, classic rock babe, like Betsy Kensett. Mary was her name. Omar the Dark smiled his dark smile. The rest of the band was boys in their early 20s. As soon as they sat in the van, Omar pulled out a bottle of Jameson and offered them a swig. They took 100 gulps and sang and laughed at the back of the van of Omar the Dark. After they had a sly cig in the van, Omar noticed that they were nodding off. Fucking hell, Omar thought. Ingelfur is gonna slaughter me if they show up this fucked for the gig. So he took them for a kebab to Halal's place. Over there, Omar was telling Mary of great Nordic coldness and penguins that stay together to keep the warmth, but she was so wasted she wasn't having any of it. The guitarist Aldo was sleeping at the table with his face in pita kebab. The bassist Jimmy was kissing Halal, telling him his kebab is talostia. The drummer Charlie choked on his own vomit and died on the floor of the Turkish toilet. At this point, Omar the Dark knew that things were getting serious, and that Ingelfur will be seriously pissed off at him if the gig was cancelled. So he took the remaining 3 members of the band to Olaf's Fyodor clinic, where they had their blood completely changed. Omar the Dark then drove them quickly to the venue, where they were fashionably late, but Ingelfur was still furious. Omar of course banged the drums instead of a dead drummer, making Mary turn back and wink at him a few times. The gig was an ace and the crowd was jumping sky high. After the gig at the backstage, Omar blew some cocaine up Mary's bum. It was her first time, so it felt special. She kissed him on the cheek and he smiled his dark smile for the second time that day. Omar the Dark knew when to let go, so he let go.